Yeah, I guess the way I look at it from a professional standpoint, you know, I've never worked a day in my life. You know, I enjoy going to work, and I mean, waterfowl are, you know, are so.
I don't know, when those goose numbers were declining,
Yeah.
I think we worked a couple of days.
Yeah, it got pretty hot then.
I'm Bo Ernest. I live here at, this is Hog Island, we call it, on the Choptank River, Caroline County, Maryland. I've been here since 1973. I'm now local judge, but my real avocation when I'm not on the bench is taking care of this marsh out here.
I am painting a canvasback drake. This is the king of ducks, which used to be here on the flats by the hundreds of thousands.
I can tell you, if you've ever been a waterman or made your living on the water, you're ruined for life for anything else. You're never, ever going to be satisfied doing anything else because, I mean, it's a hard life in a lot of ways, but, you know, you're kind of some of the last free men.
The Chesapeake Bay watershed drains 64,000 square miles of land. It's an amazing place to be and grow up. My family's been in this area for generations, and it's a way of life.
You know, you come down here and you realize just how small you are in the grand scope of things, and it just puts everything into perspective.
I've heard stories from several about literally the sky or the sun being blocked out by the clouds of canvasbacks when they took off.
If you were talking puddle ducks, that's what you were talking, was black ducks. If you even killed a mallard, you would carry him around until he started to smell, to just show everybody that you'd killed a mallard. But the black ducks have been steady going downhill, and you know, a lot of days you don't even get a shot at one.
I started out working on the water here in 1981. I hunt, been a member of DU for 25 or 30 years. You know, I've seen changes on the bay that it's just unheard of.
When I was a kid, I could stand on the bow of a boat and see a crab on the bottom 30 feet away. You know, I can't see my feet now.
We would crab 350, 400 crab pots. We catch 35 to 40 bushel crabs a day. You crab 300 crab pots a day now. If you're lucky and you catch 2 to 3 bushel good crabs per day, that's a good day.
We've always tried to instill in our children that you need to be a leader and you need to take a stance, because well, for two reasons. One, if you don't do it, someone else will, or two, if you don't do it, maybe no one will.
When I go back and forth to Chestertown to visit, a lot of the farmland has been turned into housing developments, and I know it would just break my heart to see that happen here.
I've noticed a large decline on ducks along the bay. The black ducks are down. I don't have the canvasbacks I used to here in the area. I do have some flocks of bluebills, but mainly the ducks have left this area.
Now I run a towboat now for Boat US. I cover anywhere from Patapsco River to Sparrows Point to down below Patuxent River, and anywhere in between, the Little Choptank, the Big Choptank, Chester River, Wye River, Miles River, and so forth. I did not see any grass on any of the flats. They're all, you know, it's very poor water quality. You can see it as a boater. You don't have to be a biologist to figure it out.
The Chesapeake Bay watershed is a very important area for us. Our International Conservation Plan outlines this as a #2 area, and our Great Lakes Atlantic Regional Office focuses a good deal of our time and resources on helping partners and landowners to improve the water quality of the bay, to restore habitat on their land, to put buffers between their farm practices and water runoff to the bay. It's been an important area for us for a very long time. We've been working out here for 20 or 30 years.
I'm worried about our marsh. Having lived on the side of this marsh for all these years, I've noticed some real deterioration. It's actually disappearing.
Water quality. Water quality is the #1 issue.
We used to have a lot of subaquatic vegetation here when the water was clear. And over Over the years, I think that's contributing to the loss of our marshes. The chemicals that are going into the water in the bay, the phosphorus and the nitrogen, are there in excessive amounts, and that in turn causes these algae blooms, and the water can't sustain the subaquatic vegetation anymore.
You think about it, if you took a plant in a pot and put it in a closet and didn't get any sunlight, it's going to die. And that's exactly the way bay grasses work. If sunlight can't hit the bottom and can't support growth, then it's not going to be there.
I used to think it wouldn't be in my lifetime till I saw these marshes disappear, and now I think it will be.
Whose job do I think it is to save the bay? I think it's everybody's job.
It's everybody's.
The human being.
Everyone.
Well, it's everybody's.
Nobody can do it all, so it takes everybody to do it, to get the job done.
Here in the Chesapeake Bay, Ducks Unlimited is one of many partners that works to improve the quality of life here through habitat restoration and protection that's going to ensure that the bay is cleaned up and the bay grasses come back and the birds respond, and quite frankly, they have responded already.
You know, the amount of bay grasses on the flats today in that area in the last couple of years is, you know, I'm told similar to what it was in the 1950s. It's just incredible. I mean, you know, acres and hundreds of acres, and we've seen increases numbers of ducks up there. It's just been incredible.
Ducks Unlimited has, by the way, helped us with a project right here on our farm. It's a wonderful sight. The DU fathers would be proud if they could see all the waterfowl that use that pond from time to time.
What I've proved here and when restoring habitat, the ducks will come.
One of the things that we recognize is that people have contributed to this problem, but people are also the solution. And at Ducks Unlimited, we have been working quite hard to help restore habitat that cleans the bay.
This particular marsh, Hog Island, is the largest marsh on the Chesapeake River, and it's a major wintering area for waterfowl. Thousands of ducks and geese use this marsh every year, and have ever since anybody can remember. But if the marsh disappears, there'll be no habitat for them to winter in, and it'll be a big loss.
I want this area to be preserved and clean and provide hunting opportunities for my grandchildren. If we don't take the time now to protect this area and work on the water quality, it won't be like this anymore.